All right, guys. So what I'm going to be doing right now is I am going to be showing you guys where to find your weekly schedule, and then we're going to move on to ELA. All right. So when you go to Google Classroom, one of the places to find your weekly schedule is going to be going to resource links. And then under your resource links, there's going to be Miss Park's website, our weekly schedule, and our Google Classroom. You should have bookmarked all of these things. So your weekly schedule link should be in your bookmarks bar. If it's not, you can click on the second one right here. You're going to click on this link. Okay, so this is the link that you'll click on to find your weekly schedule. Another place that you can go is you can go to Miss Park's website. And if you go to under student portal, it has all of the times of when you need to be back for class, what we're doing each of the times. I've noticed that some of you guys are logging in late. So we start school at 8:40, and we always have a morning leader. So let me scroll to slide 1 or slide 2. So for this week, we have these 5 students who are going to be our morning leaders. Now, if you're not here first thing in the morning, then I can't have you do it because you're not there. So it's very important that you guys come to class on time at 8:40. There's a handful of you who don't show up and you guys are late. So I mark you guys absent, okay? So here's one place where you can find your weekly schedule, and you can click right here where my donut is, or you can go to online resources up here. And then it's going to be that first link. You can click on that picture, and then it's going to open up your weekly schedule. All right. So let's go ahead and look at our schedule now. Now, I changed the colors a little bit just so that you understood what yellow means. So pink means it must be completed. Green means it has to be turned in. So if green just means that you have access and you're able to look at your scores afterwards. The other ones, once you turn them in, there's really nowhere that you're going to find them again afterwards. So for example, even though for your spelling and vocabulary tests on Fridays, even though it gives you your score, if you exit out of that tab and you try to look for it again, you won't be able to. It doesn't save it. So these ones, we don't want you to turn them in or save them. We just want you to complete them. Okay. Green means that you have to turn it in and you'll be able to see your scores again. And then yellow are just links to YouTube videos. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start linking your YouTube videos into your lessons right here. So after this video is made, I'm going to highlight this yellow. And when I highlight that yellow, it's also going to have a link on there. And so that's going to be your YouTube video. So when you click on that ELA lesson, after I make this video, you're going to notice that when you click on it, you're going to be able to watch that YouTube video. So anytime I record our lessons, you can just click on that link to find our YouTube videos explaining the lesson. All right. All right, let's move on. So today is Monday. It is September 20th. We're in week 5 and we're in unit 1, week 4. So that's how you know we are in the right schedule. We're going to be in our little book, which is our reading writing workshop. Now, some of you guys still have not told me if you're missing books or not. If you go to Class Story or to Google Classroom, all of your books are there. So this is here on Class Dojo. And then here is going to be your in Google Classroom. You need to either comment below here. So I only have 4 students who comment there, and I only have 3 students who commented here. I know that there's many more of you guys who said you're missing books. So if you are missing books, then you need to be going to either Class Dojo or Google Classroom, doesn't matter where, and you need to comment below which books you're missing, okay? Because we're going to be passing those out this week. So if you're not putting them in, then I can't help you, all right? So your ELA little book, it's going to be the smallest book you have in your ELA Wonders editions, and it's going to say in the corner, Reading Writing Workshop. Now, if you don't have your book, maybe you have it from school, but you left it with grandparents and you're with mom and dad or uncle, then what you can do is you're going to go to Connect Ed. To get to Connect Ed, you're going to go to Google Classroom, click on the Google Apps, which is your waffle button, scroll all the way down. And I'm in a different account, but when you guys scroll all the way down, you're going to see a McGraw-Hill. So let me go ahead and go to that now. Another option you guys have is you guys can go through your .org email account, your Gmail account. Okay. All right, now that I'm in the right one, I'm going to scroll down and you see how this one says McGraw-Hill Education and this one says Savis. McGraw-Hill Education is going to be your Connect Ed Wonders book. So since we're doing ELA, we're going to click on that. It's going to have you guys log in. You're going to click your .org account. And then there we are. Okay. So you guys are going to click on Student Edition at this point. And then if you're looking for the story, so right now you guys are looking for the story, Taking Care of Pepper. It's not going to tell you which book you have. So when you're in your little book, your reading, writing workshop for both Monday and Tuesday, you're going to look for the underlined story. So even tomorrow, you need to go to Taking Care of Pepper, and then you need to turn to the right pages. All right. So let's go to Taking Care of Pepper. So go to read and find that story. And it's going to be that first story. Your reading, writing workshop, it's usually always going to be the first story under read. Once you open it up, you're going to see below, it's going to have your page numbers. From your page numbers, you can either type in the page number you need, or you can use these arrows to get you where you need to go. Okay, so here are the arrows. Let me circle them so you guys can see them. Here are your arrows. And the page number is down here, right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I need to go to page 66. So either I can use these arrows or I can click on 70 to 71 and then type in 66 and then click enter. And then it takes me to my correct page. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get started.
Weekly concept. Animals need care. Essential question. How do we care for animals? Caring for animals. All animals have needs. People give the animals what they need to live. Animals need fresh food and water each day, air to breathe, a safe place to live.
All right, we're going to move on to the next. Now, these are going to be your vocabulary words. Now, when you're studying your vocabulary words, I have a better place for you to go. When you're studying your vocabulary words and you get to that page, what I want you to do is I want you to click on the red button, Words to Know. Red button with the W toy block, Words to Know. That's going to open up a different pop-up window right here. Once you have that open, this is how I want you guys to study your vocabulary words, because not only is it going to have your vocabulary words and the sentence, but it's also going to give you the definition, which the book will not do.
Allowed. Dogs are not allowed at the beach.
And then you click on routine, and then it gives you the definition.
Allowed. When someone is allowed, he or she can do something. Dogs are not allowed at the beach. What things are allowed at school?
And then what we would normally do in class is we would go through and answer the question that they ask. For the sake of time today, because I want to be able to show you guys the routine of how I want you guys to be able to do this independently, we're going to skip it. But you guys can do it on your own. You guys can think about it on your own and answer it in your own head.
Care. I help care for my little brother.
Care. When you care, you look after someone or something. Care. When you care, you look after someone or something. I help care for my little brother. Tell how you take care of your belongings.
Excited. The girls were excited to play with their new puppy.
Excited. When you are excited, you are all worked up about something.
Needs. Food and water are some of the needs of every animal. Needs. Someone or something's needs are things they must have. Needs. Someone or something's needs are things they must have. Food and water are some of the needs of every animal. What are your needs?
Roam. Lions roam the plains in Africa. Roam. When animals roam, they walk here and there. Lions roam the plains in Africa. Describe how you move when you roam.
Safe. Wearing a seatbelt keeps me safe in the car.
Safe. When I am safe, I am free from harm or danger.
Safe. When I am safe, I am free from harm or danger. Wearing a seatbelt keeps me safe in the car. How can you stay safe when riding a bike?
Wandered. A bear cub wandered away from its mother. Wandered. When people or animals have wandered, they walked slowly across an area. A bear cub wandered away from its mother. What is the opposite of wandered?
I believe this is the last word.
Wild. Bears and raccoons live in the wild. Wild. The wild is a place in nature where people do not live. Bears and raccoons live in the wild. Name some animals you have seen in the wild.
So then you'll notice that once you click on the next button and it takes you back to allowed, then that means you've done all of your words. So once you've done all of your words, then that's your vocabulary practice and you can take your vocabulary quiz. All right. All right. So we've done our vocabulary. Now what we're going to do is we're going to read our story, Taking Care of Pepper. All right. Now remember what all you'll do is you'll click on the next button right here again, and then you'll start reading your story. One of the great perks of doing it online is you can click on these audio buttons and it will read it for you. So if you're still a reader who is practicing becoming a fluent reader, then you can click on these audio buttons to help you read the story on your own. Okay. Now I do have a quick little 1-minute video I want to show you guys, but in order to do that, I need to go to my teacher account. So bear with me for 1 second while I open that up. Oops, wrong one. All right.
Animals need care. How do we care for animals? People give animals what they need. Zookeepers make sure the animals at the zoo get fresh food and water every day. If you have a pet, you take care of it when you feed it. Animals also need to be clean. This means sometimes they need a bath. Veterinarians give animals the medical care they need. This helps animals stay healthy.
Now, I know that you guys have some of those little black boxes in the corners. Those I can't get rid of because I need them to be able to maneuver around my screen. So I'll just move them around and exit out of them as needed. So they'll never be super in the way. Okay, just so you guys know. All right. Let's go ahead and now read our story, Taking Care of Pepper.
Genre, narrative nonfiction. Taking Care of Pepper. Essential question. How do we care for animals? Read about how a boy cares for a horse. Have you ever been on a farm? Jack lives on a farm. He has a horse named Pepper. Jack helps take care of Pepper. Looking after a horse is a big job. A horse has many needs. There are a lot of things a horse must have to live. Every morning, Jack wakes up at 5 o'clock a.m. He and his father go to Pepper's stall. The stall keeps Pepper safe from bad weather and other dangers. When Pepper sees Jack, the horse gets excited. Jack smiles when the horse gets all worked up. First, Jack gives Pepper hay to eat. While Pepper eats, Jack cleans Pepper's stall. He shovels out the dirty hay and sawdust. Then he puts down fresh padding. Next, Jack strokes Pepper's brown coat and it feels smooth. Then Jack leaves to go to school. But his work is not done. At 3 o'clock p.m., Jack rides the bus back home. He has a snack and does his homework. Next, his mother gives him an apple for Pepper. Then they go to visit Pepper. Jack feeds Pepper hay and fresh water every day.
Oh, so I like how it gives you the timeline. So he wakes up at 5 a.m. to help take care of Pepper. Then he goes to school, he eats, he goes to school, and then he comes back at 3 p.m. on the bus. He has a snack, he does his homework. Then they visit Pepper.
Jack and his mom find Pepper in a field. Pepper is allowed to roam. He can walk all around the field. He was drinking after having wandered the field. All that walking here and there made Pepper thirsty. Now it is time for Pepper's exercise. In the wild, horses run many hours a day, but Pepper does not live out in nature. Jack must make sure Pepper gets the exercise he needs. Pepper must have exercise each day. Jack puts the saddle on Pepper. He places the bit in Pepper's mouth. Mom does the same thing with her horse, and they ride horses together. When they are finished riding, Jack grooms Pepper. He brushes his mane, tail, and fur. Finally, Jack gives Pepper more hay and refills his water bucket. "See you in the morning," Jack says. Pepper nods his head as if to say, "Yes, I'll be waiting." Jack's dad checks for rocks in Pepper's hooves. If he sees one, he must get it out.
All right, and then when you click on the next page, you're going to notice it's going to go to your comprehension, skill, and strategy. But if you look at our schedule, that's going to be for tomorrow. We're only reading up to page 75, our story. So we're going to stop there, and then now we're going to move on to our Your Turn practice workbook pages, which is going to be pages 31 and 32. So what I want everyone to do now is to get out their Your Turn book. If you don't have your Turn book, you need to pick that up. This is your Turn book. It's going to be like a floppy book. It's not going to be a hard textbook like your little book. It's going to be something that you are able to write in. You cannot write in these books because these ones we need to collect at the end of the year. But these ones, these are for you to keep. So you're going to look for the one that says Your Turn practice book, and you're going to open it up to page 31. Now, if you don't have your book, I also did download the Your Turn book under classwork. Go to classwork, scroll down, and find the one that says Your Turn workbook pages. Open that up, and then you guys should see the Kami export or open with Kami. You can do that there. Now, do not turn it in. So I've noticed that someone turned it in. You are not turning it in. Why? If you check your student copy, it's in pink. It just means that you just need to complete it. You're not turning it in. If you turn it in and you try to write on it the next day or the next week, it's going to not let you. Once you turn an assignment in Google Classroom, you're waiting for Miss Park to grade it in order for you to like edit it again. However, I am not grading any of these because these assignments are assignments that are not turned in until the end of the year. How do I return? There we go. And you're also going to notice that I did not highlight these green or pink. So technically these assignments sometimes are going to be optional. Like tomorrow you need to do your Turn page, but today it's like an optional assignment. So when I mean optional, what I mean is that from 8:55 to 9:55, you need to be doing ELA. So if you aren't able to stay on with us at this time, then you need to set a timer and work on ELA for an hour. If you're doing your very best, you're not getting up and getting distracted or watching TV, and you're working on all of these things, and you have just an hour and you aren't able to get through all of it, then there are certain things that you don't need to complete. For example, if it takes you a whole hour to get your turn done and you don't have time for your 5 things, then that's a decision that you're going to need to make yourselves or with your parents or your adults. All right. It's just very important that when you do see highlighted things that you are able to complete them. The yellow links to the lessons on YouTube, you only need to watch those if you have incomplete assignments or if you were absent or you were late or you need a reminder. The pink and greens though are basically mandatory things that either need to be completed or turned in. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up our your turn. You do need to be logged into your .org account for your Cami to open correctly. And then you're just going to scroll down to our right page. So it looks like this is 28. I need to get to 31. This is 30. Here's 31. You also know you'll be in the right week because we're in Unit 1, Week 4. And down here, it says Unit 1, Week 4. Okay. All right. Choose the word that makes sense in each blank. Then write the word on the line. So I'm going to move through these. And then afterwards, actually, you know what? Let's pause this video and I'll go through the first one and then I'm going to pause the video so I can work on it with you guys in class. And then we'll come back and we'll do it so that you guys can see the answers in YouTube. Okay. So an animal living in the blank is different than a pet. I'm not sure. So I'm going to plug these words in. An animal living in the allowed is different. No. An animal living in the roam is different. No. An animal living in the care, an animal living in the safe, an animal living in the excited, an animal living in the wandered, an animal living in the needs, an animal living in the wild. I think it's wild. So let's try writing that down and filling it out. An animal living in the wild is different than a pet. So then let's go ahead and work on these together. All right, so we just went through in class and we reviewed all of these. So we've got all of our answers here and we've crossed out what we used. Now what we're gonna, so if you need these answers, if you did not finish, so right now you guys should have been working on it in class. If for some reason you weren't working on it, maybe you couldn't find your book or you just wanted to watch and you wanted to do it, work on it later, or for whatever reason, then when you're watching the YouTube video, you can pause and then you can answer these. Or you can use it to check your work if you want to do it on your own first. All right. The last one we're going to be doing on our Your Turn page is going to be page 32. And it's going to be on the short A sound, which is going to make the ah sound, the long A sound with a consonant E, which will make the A sound. And then the inflectional endings ED, which it means in the past, and ING, which usually means happening now. The letter A can stand for the short A sound that you hear in can, ah, ah, or the long A sound you hear in cane, a, and you can hear the A sound in the A consonant E. What it means with this space means you'll just put a consonant in there and then you're going to say it together. So that N is a consonant. A and E are vowels. When you put it together, it goes N. So the E is silent because it helps create that long A. Ain. Circle one short A word and one long A word in each sentence. Write each word in the correct list below. So the ducks swam in the lake. So the only ones that have the A word are going to be these two words, swam and lake. Now we need to find out, is swam a short A or a long A? Let's sound it out. S, w, ah, s, w, ah. It sounds like a short A word, ah, ah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write that word right here, swam. Now let's look at the word lake. Ooh, a. Now remember that E was silent because that A is a long A sound and it has that consonant in between. A consonant E, vowel, consonant, vowel. We call them VCV words because vowel, consonant, vowel, V for vowel, C for consonant, V for vowel, VCV words. So lake has the long A sound that we hear in lake. Ooh, ache. We wave to the man on the bus. I see an A in wave and an A in man. A, V. The V is the consonant. The A in wave is the long A word, wave. Whenever you see an A and then a consonant and the E, it's going to normally be a long A sound. Man, ah, ah. Man has a short A sound. All right. Now let's move on to the ending ing. Ing can be added to a verb to show that an action is happening right now. The ending ed can be added to a verb that showed action that has already happened. Add ed and ing to the end of each word, write 2 new words. So because I'm doing this in Kami, I'm just going to use my text box. Fixed and fixing. And all you're doing is you're just adding the ed and the ing. Packed, you're adding ed. Packing, you're adding ing. Played, you're adding the ed. Playing, you're adding ing. Locked, you're adding ed. Locking, you're adding ing. Sometimes you're going to need to drop words or add letters, drop letters or add letters. But for all of these, all you need to do is just add the eds to the root word, the main word, the base word, or add ing to the root word, the main word, the base word. All right. So that is going to be it. If you guys needed more time to look at this, if you weren't done, then you're going to rewatch the YouTube video. That YouTube video is going to be up as soon as I'm done recording this lesson and we've exited out of Zoom right here. You can click right here and it's going to take you there. Okay. And so you guys can watch this video and pause when you need to get your work done. I'm going to exit out. Now, if it says that it's not saving, what you're going to do is click out of the box and then it'll save. Just like how we did for our other thing, you're just going to click out of the box and it'll save it for you. What we're going to do now is, I know it says start testing, but I'm going to explain that later. All start testing, I'm planning to show, I have to show you guys first. So we'll probably create another video for that. The last thing you guys are going to do is going to be your 5 things. If you don't remember how to do your 5 things, you're going to watch the YouTube video, how to link. You're going to take your spelling and your vocabulary practice tests. Make sure your spelling words say SP and your vocabulary words say VOC. You're going to do your grammar and mechanics games by going to Wonders. Going to McGraw-Hill, Connect Ed, Wonders, go to games.
Games.
And then here is your grammar game right here. And here is your mechanics game right here. And then the last thing you're going to do is going to be your selfie writing, which is going to be an ELA selfie writing. And then you'll open this up and then it looks like someone turned it in. Remember, selfie writing, what does it say? Selfie writing, only by the end of the week. You're only doing 1 a week and it's in pink, which means that it just needs to be completed. You're not going to be turning it in. So if you're turning it in, I have to return it to you because we don't turn this in at all. It's an assignment that I want you guys to continue to work on all throughout the year. And remember, you need to be writing 4 to 6 sentences. Some of you are still only writing 1 or 2. You need to be writing 4 to 6 sentences. If you want to write more, be my guest. Now, this is going to be a different slide. So let me pick a student with the right slides. So today is September 20th. So you guys are going to be on this one. It's going to say my favorite part of summer was blank. Now you're going to notice that there's a picture of a teacher there. You can click on that teacher and you can delete it. Okay, and then all you're gonna do is you're gonna add the picture of your sunglasses. If you want to make it straight to add your picture with it, you can do that. All right, so you're gonna tell us your favorite part of summer. Now, just like how this one was done, you need to be writing complete sentences. Please write complete sentences. And it looks like some of you guys have missing work. You only need to be up to slide 5. For those of you who have been with me since the beginning of the year, some of you guys, only one of you actually, only Kaylee will be on a different slide number, but everyone's going to be doing this slide. My favorite part of summer was. All right. Now, I do want to show you guys your grammar mechanics really quickly. I'm not going to finish it, but I just want to show you guys what it looks like. So read the subject for each sentence. Choose the predicate that best completes the sentence. Dr. Johnson visited our class. You're going to click check.
Good job.
Once you click check, it's going to let you click next. She is an animal doctor.
Fantastic.
Now, let's say that you make a mistake. Dogs and cats. Now, let's check it.
That's not it.
Now,
Try
dogs
again.
and cats are 2 subjects. We're looking for a subject that's already there and a predicate. Dogs are her favorite animals. Now, if you try to click this, it doesn't work. There, you'll see this like no circle with a line in it. What you need to do is you need to click try again, click on the right one, and then check. Now, let's say that you keep making mistakes. Dr. Johnson and her friends.
That's not it.
That's
Try
not
again.
a complete sentence. So I'm going to click try again. Many years of training. And oh no, so now that you've made 2 mistakes, it's just going to tell you the answer. So the answer is Dr. Johnson went to school for a long time. Now you're going to notice that you can't try again. So when you make more than 2 mistakes, all you need to do is just click next. Okay. I don't want you to just guess.
That's
I want
not
you
it.
to try your very best. But if you're making mistakes, then that's what you guys can do. The last thing I want to show you guys is your mechanics. This is how I play with okay, find the errors, select the word that needs to be changed or that needs punctuation after it. Then choose the proofreading symbol that will fix it. Oh, you guys can't see it. This is how I play with my cat. First, I get out her toys. Next, I call her name. Finally, we have fun with the toys. Now, the mechanics that we're working on this week is going to be commas after a sequence word. So we need a comma after first. So you're going to click on first and then put a comma. Then you're going to do next and then a comma. And then finally, and then a comma.
Great job.
Next one, I watched Miranda feed her hamster. First, comma, so you highlight the word, then you click on comma. She took out the food bowl. Next, highlight the word, click on the comma. She filled it with the food. Now, I think that's it.
That's not it.
Okay,
Try
now
again.
this one doesn't tell you where they are, so let's just keep looking for them. Last, she put the food in the cage. Finally, we could play with the hamster. Now, let's say you make the mistakes. I put a comma here. I put a comma here.
That's not it. Try again.
No, so I'm going to try again. I think, and then do you notice how those ones disappeared because they were wrong? So I'm going to put one here. I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to put one here. Now, this time, even though it's incorrect, it doesn't show you the right answer. You need to click on show correct answer. When you click on show correct answer, it's going to highlight where you should have had the commas. And then you can click on next. All right. So that is it for your ELA explanation. I am going to now explain to you guys your STAR testing. Okay. And that's going to be a separate YouTube video.